afternoon everyone, welcome to Jendera. I'm Gerwin and it's been a while since I've done an update on what's happening in the house with the repairs, and part of that is because I've been processing it and waiting until I was calm enough to actually share with you guys what's been happening. Okay, so it's been about 3 weeks since the termite guys came and we found out that the termites appear to have only really eaten the masonite and not the actual structure of the building, except for that beam up there. I have munched on that beam a little bit, but not tragically. And it was actually the next day when the builder came out and checked all the structure of the house. So we did have the make safe guy come in, and he came in and went, yeah, it's safe for the mould to be removed and for the panels and everything. The building is not going to fall down. There's no structural damage. After that, the builder came through to actually assess repairing the damage and checking the concrete. And I asked him for a bit of a ballpark figure on how long he thought it was going to take to fix this. And that's part of the reason why it's taken me so long to make this video, because he said a minimum of 2 months, and that just sent me into a bit of a panic attack, because living in the caravan has been quite difficult. It's a small space, we've got quite hot weather here, and we're only in mid-spring, so it's going to get a lot hotter come summer, because we can get up to temperatures of 48 degrees. And the caravan was 39 degrees when it was only 36 outside. So on top of that, you've got my husband and I sharing a room with our 4-year-old and 12-year-old boys. That doesn't really work. It's been causing me a lot of stress worrying about the boys damaging the actual caravan. And on top of that, the caravans keep getting hired out by other people, so they have to keep going back because my insurance will only cover a couple of weeks hire at a time, which leaves the caravans available to be hired again. So another 2 months of that is a bit stressful. The thing is, the builder said he wanted an engineer to actually come and assess what's going on with the slab here. So what's causing that to sink, what's causing the concrete in the other room, so this is the front room, what's causing it to crack, and what's causing it to actually be wet over here. So the engineer came out. He came out, so it was a couple of days ago. Again, I'm still processing what's happening, and we're so busy trying to organise accommodation for the next couple of months, which we have found a solution. We're basically looking at getting an expandable container, which is going to have 2 rooms, a lounge room, a kitchen area and a bathroom. So we're going to get that put out the front, but I'm going to show you that in another video. Like I showed you the process of setting all that up. But the engineer has said that the cracks in the concrete have actually been caused by all the trees that we chopped down a few months ago. It's probably 6 months ago. It was before we got the water tank put in. You can't see it. There's a water tank out that window. And there's tree stumps all along the front of the property. So those trees being taken out has affected the water table, which could very well have made it so that the water table was not getting used up, which could be why that's wet. And he also said it could take 18 months for that to stabilise. As to what RECQ are going to do about all of this, I have no idea. I have no idea at all what they're going to do. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. It's going to take at least 2 weeks for the engineer's report to actually get back to RECQ, so that they hear everything that I heard, as well as all the other detailed stuff. And in that, the engineer is recommending a hydrologist, a water guy, to come and find out what's causing this. And he's suggested So the engineer had a couple of thoughts on what's causing this area of the concrete to be wet. It's either one of two things. We've either got a pipe leaking under there, which I highly doubt, because the only pipes in this area are one that pop out over there, and they come in, it comes out about 1 metre that way. So it's 1 metre further that way from that mark. So it doesn't really make sense that that's caused by a leak from over there, 1 metre away. His other thought was that it could be a spring. As much as I love the idea of having a spring on my property, under my house is not the ideal. There's space for a spring. Which is going to leave us a couple of options. And again, I don't know what the insurance company is going to do with that. I have no idea. So we have two problems: wet concrete and cracks in the concrete. The cracks in the concrete, there's nothing we can do other than wait 18 months to give the ground a chance to actually readjust to the trees being chopped out. The wet concrete, if that is a spring, he suggested that we could put a bore in, and if we're using the water enough and getting the water table down enough, that'll go away. But if we ever go away and stop using the bore, that's going to come back, which is a huge problem. Huge problem. So it's basically, if that is a spring, we're going to have to move the house. So, as you can imagine, I'm trying not to think about it too much, because there's not a lot that I can do. So I am really falling back on the serenity prayer. So, asking God for the courage to do the things that I can do, the serenity to accept the things I can't do anything about, and the wisdom to know the difference, and trust that He has a plan and none of this surprised Him. So what we're doing is we're getting an expandable container house so that we've got somewhere to live while all this gets sorted out, because it's not going to be a short-term problem. And it's quite stressful having a house that we're paying a mortgage on that we can't even live in. Although at the moment we've got beds set up in the lounge room because we're in the middle of between. I didn't quite get the money from RECQ in time to get the expandable container house here before the caravan went. So that caused a whole new level of challenges. But we're actually hiring this expandable container caravan, and we've got it booked for 2 months, aside from the fact that RSCQ have not actually paid for that much yet. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at the moment. So hopefully it's going to work really well. But at the moment we're all sleeping in the lounge room. I've got, so Gavin's on a single bed ensemble, I'm on the bottom bunk, Matthew is on the top bunk, and Jonathan's on the floor. God is good. He will never leave me or forsake me. And this hasn't surprised Him. It's surprised the life out of me, but it hasn't surprised Him. So, yeah, that's the update on what's happening with the house. Stay tuned for the next video on how we go getting sorted and organised for this expandable container house to go in and how it works. So, new adventures. Never a dull moment here on Jandera Homestead. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, it's free. And hit that notification bell to be let know when I release the next video, so you can find out what's happening with our house and what's happening on the homestead. You have a great day. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support, each and every one of you are making a difference and helping me to get through this. I really appreciate you. Bless you. Have a great day. And remember, you're either green and growing or you're ripe and rotting. I do wish I wasn't green and growing quite so much. I've got a little bit of growing pains at the moment. Anyway, bless you. Have a great day.